Anxiety doesn't just steal your peace, it steals your perspective. For the average person, it's labeled as stress or everyday worries. But for those grappling with anxiety disorders, the repetitive, mindful hobbies that calm their minds often get dismissed as boring by others. That's the paradox. What bores some, soothes others. According to the National Alliance on Mental Illness, over 40 million US adults face anxiety disorders, making it the most common mental health condition. Yet, outside therapy, these hobbies, like crocheting or gardening, are lifelines. But here's where it gets controversial. Could the very activities others call tedious actually be the secret weapon for managing anxiety? Let's explore 5 hobbies that anxious people swear by, even if they make others yawn. 1. Crocheting, the art of calm repetition. Imagine this: a single hook, a spool of yarn, and the gentle rhythm of loops. To some, it's a snooze fest. But for anxious minds, it's a meditation in motion. The repetitive motions force the brain to focus on the present, silencing the chaos of worry. Erin Cuomo, a counseling resident, explains, crocheting creates a meditative state, training the brain to focus on the now and foster calm. Plus, it builds new neural pathways, like mental muscle training. And when you finish a project, that dopamine hit of accomplishment can be a confidence booster. A 2020 study even found that crocheting helps people cope with grief and chronic pain. But here's the twist. Wouldn't you call this boring if you didn't see the science behind it? Share your thoughts in the comments. 2. Gardening, when nature becomes your therapist. You don't need a sprawling backyard to reap the rewards. A few potted plants or a succulent collection can transform your space into a sanctuary. Sir Richard Thompson, a UK physician, argues that gardening should be prescribed like medicine. Why? It connects you to the present, reduces stress, and even boosts mood. Kayla Oster, a master gardener, notes, gardening is a spiritual practice for many. The act of nurturing plants becomes a form of mindfulness. But let's face it, pruning and weeding aren't everyone's idea of fun. Yet for anxious people, the tactile experience of soil and the rhythm of care can be deeply grounding. And this is the part most people miss. The emotional ties to specific plants or gardens often mirror personal healing journeys. Have you ever felt calmer while tending to a plant? Tell us your story. Number 3. Journaling, turning chaos into clarity. When anxiety hijacks your thoughts, journaling is like hitting pause. Writing down worries doesn't just empty the mental clutter. It helps you spot patterns. Kaiser Permanente highlights that journaling releases negative thoughts, letting you reframe anxiety. For example, if you jot down, "I'm anxious because I fear failure," you might realize the root cause is perfectionism. But wait, doesn't this sound like overthinking? Here's the catch. Journaling isn't about analysis, it's about expression. It's the difference between journaling and therapy. Could this simple act be underrated in our fast-paced world? We'd love to hear your take. 4. Yoga, the mind-body reset. Yoga isn't just about touching your toes. It's about balancing the brain's GABA levels, a chemical linked to calmness. Harvard Health says it's a game changer for mood. But let's be real, not everyone loves downward dog. Some find the lack of competition or intensity tedious. Yet for anxious people, the focus on breath and movement creates a safe space to escape mental loops. Could the very simplicity of yoga be its power? And here's a bold question. If yoga helps millions, why isn't it more popular in corporate wellness programs? Share your perspective below. 5. Cooking, a symphony of senses. Cooking isn't just about food. It's about memory, culture, and comfort. Hannah Dalpiaz, a clinical nutritionist, explains that the smell of a dish can trigger a memory of your grandmother's kitchen or a childhood vacation. This sensory immersion becomes a form of therapy. Plus, the act of measuring, chopping, and simmering requires focus, which is a balm for anxious thoughts. But wouldn't you call this messy compared to other hobbies? The magic lies in the emotional payoff, a delicious meal that feels like a hug for the soul. Could cooking be the ultimate stress reliever? Let's discuss. The bottom line, hobbies that involve repetition and mindfulness aren't just tedious, they're tools for survival for many with anxiety. While others might not get the appeal, these activities offer a refuge from the storm. The challenge is finding the one that speaks to you. After all, what's relaxing for one person might be a chore for another. So are these hobbies truly underrated? Or are we just missing the point? We want to hear your thoughts in the comments. Nat Machado is a writer studying journalism at the University of Central Florida. He covers relationships, psychology, celebrities, pop culture, and human interest topics.